Cheap pills, hidden bags, long borders. Drugs are not entering Thailand through just one weak spot. They are moved through a large network involving armed conflicts in Myanmar, powerful crime networks, and routes that use Thailand as a gateway to the world. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, or UNODC, says the synthetic drug market in East and Southeast Asia kept growing in 2025. Methamphetamine seizures reached 349 tons, a new record for the region. Assistant Professor Dr. Lalita Hanwong, lecturer at the Faculty of Social Sciences, Kasetsart University, says Thailand's role as a transit point is not new because the country has two major advantages for drug traffickers. First, it has strong transport links, especially through Bangkok, which traffickers can use to move drugs further abroad. Second, it is located next to Myanmar, where the armed conflict has created space for drug production and trafficking.
The government of Myanmar cannot control what is happening in the country. Along the Thai-Myanmar border, which is huge, it's 2,401 kilometers. This long border has many EROs or ethnic armed organizations. As long as the conflict in Myanmar is still going on, it continues. We still see illicit drugs. We see lots of, black market and illicit business going on. And I don't think that the Myanmar government tries to do so much about this because they don't really know how to deal with a few groups of ethnic armed organizations that have so much power, that have so much money and so many resources.
The source of supply is also a key issue. UNODC says Myanmar remains the world's leading source of opium and heroin, with Shan State being the main area for growing opium poppies, a foundational source of narcotics such as heroin and morphine.
One of the most notorious groups in Myanmar right now is UWSA, or United Wa State Army. We all know in this region that in Wa State, in northern Shan State, this is a huge area where opium is grown, poppies are grown, where drugs of all sorts are produced. And because Myanmar has been sanctioned and boycotted throughout the world, it would be a lot more difficult to transit these drugs from Myanmar, from, let's say, Yangon Airport or Yangon Port. And because Shan State, where these drugs are produced, are very close to Thailand.
This is not only about geography though. Border communities have crossed rivers and mountains for generations. In some border areas, people can actually cross the rivers just to see each other, just to communicate, and just to do the daily things they have been doing for generations. Dr. Lalita says Thailand still relies heavily on armed patrols along the border. But with the Thai-Myanmar border stretching over 2,400 kilometers, it is increasingly difficult to monitor all border crossings around the clock using patrols alone. Therefore, Thailand needs to invest more in modern tools such as CCTV and infrared cameras to help officers detect illegal crossings and drug movements more effectively. Meanwhile, arrests and drug seizures are not enough. She says the authorities still needs to look deeper into the real cause of the drug problem. However, Thailand still finds it difficult to address the actual source of the problem because much of it lies beyond the border in areas controlled by armed groups in Myanmar.
You would hear people from the government citing this thing over and over again that, this is an international law. We cannot do anything beyond our border. So we need to use existing mechanisms to convince Myanmar, the Myanmar government, the military government that, this is what we should do together. This is what kind of partnership that we should have together. But this is not going to lead to any sustainable measure to tackle drugs because, let's face it, even the Myanmar government cannot do anything with what is going on in Shan State, in Wa State, in Kokang control areas, and all these areas where poppies are grown, where drug factories are in operation.
For Thailand, this is not just about seizing more drugs. It is about breaking the system that keeps bringing them in. As long as conflict continues across the border, and as long as traffickers can move faster than the state, Thailand will remain vulnerable for the flow of drugs. Gittipat Chun Sukjit, Thai PBS World.